Was foul play involved in the helicopter crash that killed the Salvadoran police chief? On August 8th, a helicopter crash claimed the lives of Mauricio Arriaza, the Salvadoran police chief, and of Manuel Alberto Cotto Barrientos, a suspect in a prominent multi-million-dollar corruption case, along with 7 others. This event has sparked widespread speculation about potential foul play, given the high-profile nature of those involved. The article analyzes the details available regarding the crash in El Salvador that has raised questions surrounding its circumstances. Mauricio Arriaza, head of the National Civil Police of El Salvador, PNCSV, died in a helicopter crash in the weekend. Arriaza had served for more than 3 decades in the National Police, where he worked in various roles like Subdirector of Land Transit, Public Security, and Specialized Areas. More recently, he was among the architects of the Territorial Control Plan, the Exception Regime, and the War Against Gangs. President Bukele would later reflect on the double tragedy of his predicament when it came to choosing the potential successors for the position because Commissioner Douglas Omar Garcia Funes, the man who was almost certain to replace Arriaza, was also aboard the helicopter that day. Douglas Omar Garcia Funes, also known as Carabinero, was the most natural substitute because of his experience and qualifications. President Bukele said in a post on X that what happened cannot remain as a simple accident and must be investigated thoroughly and to the ultimate consequences. We will request international help. Timeline of events. On September 8, 2024, a significant operation unfolded as Manuel Cotto, a former banker implicated in a massive embezzlement case involving around $35 million, was apprehended in Honduras on the verge of fleeing to the United States. In response to this development, Police Chief Arriaza undertook the mission on board a UH-1H military helicopter to the frontier with Honduras to assume custody of Cotto, ensuring the suspect would face justice. Later that day, the Salvadoran transfer mission would arrive at El Amatillo border, which divides El Salvador with Honduras, to take the suspect into custody from their law enforcement counterparts. Later that night, their helicopter took off from Honduras to begin the mission of transporting Cotto back to El Salvador, accompanied by officials. However, the mission took a tragic turn when the helicopter crashed shortly after takeoff, at approximately 23:14 local time. Witnesses from the Salvadoran town near the would-be crash site say they heard a helicopter flying at a low altitude, followed by a loud boom. A man who witnessed the crash said in a CNN Español interview that he noticed the helicopter came in very low and a strange sound was heard. The crash site was located in San Eduardo, Pasaquina, within the La Union department, a region lying roughly 180 kilometers east of the Salvadoran capital, San Salvador. Possible causes of the crash. The helicopter likely took a direct route from the Honduran border to Pasaquina, where it was scheduled to land. The flight was relatively short, given the proximity of the crash site to the border. The crash site is specifically located in San Eduardo, Pasaquina, which is near the border with Honduras. This area is known for its mountainous terrain, which may have contributed to the challenges faced during the flight. From news footage capturing the transfer of suspect Manuel Cotto from Honduran to the Salvadoran authorities, it is evident that the conditions are nocturnal and it's raining. Such weather could increase the likelihood of accidents. A team of investigators from the United States will arrive in El Salvador in the coming days to investigate the cause of the helicopter crash. The U.S. Embassy in the Central American country posted on September 10 on X that, at the request of President Nayib Bukele, a team of air accident investigators from the U.S. government will arrive in the country in the coming days to support the Salvadoran authorities in the investigation of the tragic accident. All the while, the investigation into the crash is ongoing and we await further details to be released.